What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the 5 mass clear on Balance Druid of Stormwind. So it's going to be a full clear, 5 mask. I stealth through the beginning, one benefit of being the Druid, and I start DPSing. I'm doing this at 2 times speed just because it's almost 30 minutes. If it's not 2 times speed and you get the gist of it, you'll see what happens. I actually kind of got scared halfway through, and I'll definitely bring that up when it happens. But you'll understand. So I'm trying to go after the chest a little bit. It's not my main priority. If they are in the way of my natural way I would go, I would do it. So I get the proc, which is at the bottom of the talents, that you can't take any... Horrific Visions. You can't take any of the little ticker in the middle. I know that's the terminology right there for you. But yeah, you can't take any of that for 20 seconds. So I normally pull a shit ton when that happens, just because I'm not too worried about taking a lot of damage. And also that this week I did take a lot more damage than last week. Last week I did the 5 clear of Org, but I forgot to record it. So next week I will probably get that going, so you can see. But yeah, so right now it's just damaging, clearing these. I think I have 575 in the middle, just because it's reduced by half. Yeah, I think it's 575. My cloak is, of course, rank 15, but I think I don't even know what my number is. I think it's resistance of like 71 or 76. I don't even know. It's pretty high. I don't really get into it either to show you. But yeah, getting the bombs here. I'm keeping an eye on the middle, since when I kill an elite, it gives me 200. I don't pull elites until I'm kind of near that. I will pull trash until then. I hate his little jump shit. And then, of course, with the flame jump shit that you get, I jumped backwards there, which was fine. Killed him, so it got me almost back to full. Really just DPSing. I guess a good thing about the Boomy, I did 4 mask on my Feral at both of these places. I didn't try 5. I think you can do 5 pretty easy on Feral. But Boomy, I just like Boomy. And actually, I'm going to go from healing to Boomy for Mythics here and PvP. And yeah, let's just try out some Boomy. I got some of the essences that I've seen high Mythic people, plus 20s, Boomkins having. And so I finally got those, so I want to try it out and see what damage I can put out. I think Boomy is more like a Swiss Army knife for Mythics. I don't think we're going to be top damage, but I think with Solar Beam doing an AoE interrupt is huge. Typhoon and AoE interrupt is huge. And decent burst for boss fights. Our burst is pretty good when we pop everything, so that's always a bonus. What am I using here? Azurite Beam is my main in this one, just because I thought I might need it over the rest, just for DPS wise, pulling multiple mobs kind of thing. If I accidentally pull too many, that's kind of my oh shit button. But yeah, damage wise, I took a lot of damage. And being Boomy, I normally don't take that much damage, but I did. So it procced again. No, it didn't proc again. I just clicked the wrong button. So I pulled everything there, made it through, which was fine. Could have been bad, could have been good. It wasn't bad, but let's see. So yeah, I pulled that because I wasn't at 200. It just procced here for this little mini boss fight before the last one. So yeah, just DPS, stay out of that Blade Flourish. Stay out of that, because that will do a shit ton of damage. And then he does a AoE beam in front of him. He spits fire. Just found out that was the bad one. I don't really pick those up too often. When I do 5, I pick them up more often. If I'm not doing 5, I don't think I pick them up at all. But the little vials. So I just found out which one was the bad one. I should have used Typhoon there to interrupt the caster. Of course I didn't. I'm going to put Rejuve and Regrowth on myself to heal. That gives me an extra 100 sanity, so I'm doing pretty well right here. It procced again, so I'm not taking anything in the middle. I pulled a lot, so I did my Azurite Beam in front of me, which does a shit ton of damage. And yeah, so just DPSing this guy, he'll give me another 200, so now I'm full. And I'm thinking, since I'm full, I switched, because I was taking so much damage, I put a my 8% leech belt on that I didn't have on. So my leech now is 17%, which is pretty up there. Yeah, so I just wanted to interrupt him here. So I solar beam him. I don't want to get stunned, but I even do get stunned. Worried about damage. I still have my PvP trinket, so it just procced. So yeah, so I go to this boss, and this is that oh shit moment. I go to this boss. I have 3 orbs. I should have orbed. Don't know what I was thinking. I think I thought I was mostly up there, so I was like, I can take this guy. So I didn't orb, which was dumb. I should have orbed. And then I take a shit ton of sanity lost, and I get my proc of death. And he dies. So it was like 2 seconds I get that proc. So now I don't have my saving grace for the final boss, which I love to have because it gives me an extra 500 sanity, and it's an oh shit just in case I die. I don't have that anymore, and I still have half of this place to go, so I'm kind of, I almost thought about just resetting. I have a shit ton of the little vials to get in here, and the little green things that you need to buy them. But yeah, I almost thought about resetting, but I was like, you know what, I'm kind of rolling. So 476 item level, 17% leech. I have a shit ton of leech, which is fine. I actually like it. It does, just my leech alone and my Ysera's gift, if I said that right. I'm not a English expert, but that alone with the leech, I normally do about 17k healing in mythics. PvP, I does a good amount of healing also. I'm kind of up towards the top, so I don't want to pull this second guy yet. I think I clear trash first, because I know they're going to give me 200 each. So I think I clear trash. Yeah, I'm going to go clear some trash. I'm glad I cleared trash because that would have been a waste. I should Typhoon here. The casters are both casting pretty hard. But, yeah, damage-wise, I'm doing pretty good. I want to pull these guys without pulling the worms, but I pulled the worms. So I hate these little pop-up bullshits underneath me. But this is the one where I'm not getting slowed every time I move, so it's not too bad. Plus, I can kill these real quick. Solar beams on CD, so I need solar beam for this fight coming up. So solar beam comes off. I got another bad one. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Solar beam comes off cooldown. I'm getting all tongue tied. So I solar beam them there. I'm popping. I'm not popping everything yet. I'm just more DPS in here. I have 4 of these little worm things on me, so I need to get off that. He does do a lot of sanity drainage, but it's okay because I guess it's okay. I pop it here, my cooldowns, just because this guy does this chain of shit, so you can't really cast or damage him. So at least my damage is increased for my hots that I put on him, or my dots, not hots. Hots are on myself, dots are on him. So my dots basically kill him. Sunfire, Moonfire, and the Azurite trait that I actually got rid of. I'm learning the essences have a shit ton to do with how everything goes, damage-wise, everything-wise. So I'm actually bouncing. I have 3 main ones that I always use, and then I'm kind of bouncing around with the 4th one just to see damage output, what would be better. But yeah, so we're just going to kill this, get out of these cages. This is the easy side. I would actually say this is the easiest side. If you are trying to figure out, if you're new or gearing, this is probably the easiest first level to go through other than the other one. And the second one from that other side, I would say is the hardest just because the boss fight on the last area is super simple. But yeah, so killing everything, getting all these, and this side is done. So now it's one last side. I still have 3 orbs. I don't have my lifesaver anymore, but I still have 3 orbs, which I can't take with me. So I guess that's a positive thing. I don't know. I think I used 2 orbs on this side just to be safe. I hate this side, to be honest with you. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of insanity. So yeah, it's just, I hate this side. I always leave it to last. I should do it first just because I do hate it. That way, if I screw up on this side, I can just reset without doing 15 minutes before I get to this side. If you change if you go cat form, bear form, travel form, moonkin form, whatever, you lose the slow effect that it has. So yes, that is a bonus. If you did not know that, I'm sure you did. But if you didn't, there you go. Just really taking spank right here, making sure I don't take too much damage, making sure my sanity is not too crazy. My sanity was under 50%, and I hate this worm guy fight right here. So I'll go ahead and pop an orb. I'm glad I pop an orb because you'll see my sanity go down a shit ton because I'm standing and stuff like a retard. And I'm even freaking out here. That's why I'm moving so much. I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, okay, I might die here. So if you see my sanity, it got down actually pretty low there. But since I killed him, it gives me 200. It puts me back in a decent spot. I go ahead and solar beam here just because there is a caster who does a lot of damage and sanity. And yeah, just taking spank, move around when you can. Don't stand in dumb shit. I get the proc where I get haste and no sanity lost. So I go ahead and just run over this mob as fast as I can, start DPSing as hard as I can. I'm trying to kill the 2 casters before they stun me, but they were just mind flaying, which is nice. As you can see, I do take a shit ton of damage, even with 17% leech, even with Ysiri's Gift, even with regrowth on myself, I take a shit ton of damage there. So 1 left, actually 2 left. I do this one without taking an orb. I don't see a reason to take an orb. But I'm glad I actually had. So now I know on this one I need 2 orbs for this final area. So yeah. So I still have an extra orb. But you can kill this last boss and get to the main boss without losing really any sanity because you already cleared it. So you don't really need an orb to start the main boss. But I'm glad I had it. It actually did help out. So go ahead and killing this. I have solar beams on cooldown, so I can't interrupt them. Which kind of sucks, but it's not the worst thing because he goes down pretty quick. And now it's time to get to the last boss up the long-ass ramp. And I hate this boss just because this boss makes me wish I was an Affylock because I could literally dot this guy up and just melt him when he runs to the side and you can't hit him. But I solar beam him here just because I know there's going to be a lot of time in between. This is when I wish I was an Affy because those dots can still tick, but you can't hit them. So if you dotted them up with an Affy, 5, what is it called? I don't even know. It's been so long since I've played Affy. But yeah, going back in solar beam, or I don't have solar beam. But yeah, just DPSing a little bit. He instantly jukes over there, which is fine. He really doesn't take much sanity. Always stay in this other room while he's doing this. There's no reason to try to kite those there. The ad comes out because my sanity is under 50%. He pops missiles. I go ahead and solar beam that. Now I'm just trying to kill him. My sanity did go down a little bit, so I'm actually impressed by that. So maybe it worked out good. DPS wise, I think I'm at 57k, somewhere around there. 56, 57k. I'm not doing crazy amount because I'm having to bounce around a lot to not stand in dumb shit. Now, this boss, I'm a little afraid, but I'm not too afraid. So I go ahead and pop my last orb. I'm going to sit in this orb as long as I can because it is still giving me sanity. I'm full up, and that's when all his shit starts shooting. Don't stand in dumb shit. Void Eruption, make sure you line of sight. Chains, I go ahead and just put myself in a pillar. But the little blue gooby shit underneath you, circles, come because you're doing a 5 mask. So basically, I'm just trying to DPS as much as I can, line of sight as much as I can. At this point, I'm realizing I pretty much have this, so I don't really line of sight anymore. More just DPSing as much as I can. But I do take some pretty good chunks there. I'm still DPSing. I want to line of sight, void, and there it goes. 5 mass balance. Stormwind for the win. I get all the achievements because that's the first time I've done it. I get gloves that have a decent, they have a socket and a decent, but hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.